So,
well, should we get
started?
Oh my Lord.
Did you want to do the intro?
Hello, fellow bench warmers. I think we're trying to decide what you guys' names is. People who come listen to us and just want to listen to us chat shit, pretty much.
But I think we've settled on bench warmers.
Bench warmers is a good one.
It's kind of cute.
You know, people are on the sideline and just watching the game. We're on the sideline. Yeah, bench warmers is a good name, I think. Anyways, you're here with I'm Beck.
I'm Hannah.
Yeah, and we're here to talk about all things physio and sport and
chat shit,
life and tea and
all the good stuff.
Yeah, all the good stuff, mate. Yeah.
So, do you want to start with, I guess, who we are?
Oh, should we introduce ourselves so people don't already know who we are? I thought they already knew. No, it's okay. Definitely should have had a drink before this. This tea needs a bit of vodka. We met each other playing
rebound
volleyball. You want to explain what that is?
Sure. So I feel like, kind of almost like squash, right? Like, that's probably the best way to describe it.
Is it?
No.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
a lot of people say that. So basically beach volleyball, but in nets.
In nets, yeah. Like an indoor cricket, or if you've ever played indoor futsal or
netball or something like that.
Yeah,
that kind of setup, but sand.
It's chaos.
Absolute chaos.
Absolute, and I love it.
Even if it's like, I guess, high level, low level, it's just
it's anybody can play it. Anyone can play it.
So, but we met there a few years ago.
Yeah, it's been a few years, mate. We're all old as fuck.
Old.
I don't know about you,
we're getting old.
I'm pretty old. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Stay quiet. That's okay.
Shut up.
It's all right. We've got an offsider today who's just laughing at us. But yes, we met playing volleyball. We both went to unis at different times. Me being older, obviously, went a bit earlier. And we both have love and passion for rehabilitation and exercise and sport, essentially. So
we're both physios.
Physios. That's probably a very important fact to let our listeners know. Very into sport rehabilitation and whatnot. So
how long have you been practicing physio for? Give us a little rundown on that.
I think I was trying to work this out the other day, actually, because I can't remember when I graduated. Oh my gosh. I think it was 2008. 2018? Mm-hmm. So six or so years or more.
Well, it's 2025.
Yeah, so. Quick math. I don't know. 7 years.
7 years. Yeah.
I don't know if you can count, because I went and played pro for like a year, if you said like two seasons.
I think you're still physio then.
Huh?
You're still a physio.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, fair. Yeah. But yeah, so
but maybe then in clinic for what, 5 years, 6 years, something
6 years,
like that.
Yeah. What about you?
Graduated in 2021.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yep. Like just making sure that's actually right. And yeah, basically, so what's that, 4 years? This is my fourth year.
Yeah.
This is my fourth year out, so.
Yeah.
But I feel like when you're going through uni as well, though, it feels like you've been doing it for so much longer, because it's like, I did undergrad, so it was 4-year degree. You did masters.
Yes, I did do the masters,
2, but then how many years was your undergrad?
4, so I've done it. I did 6 years.
I did 6 years of uni as well. I just did 2 years of exercise and sports science and then changed.
Oh,
yeah.
righto, yeah.
Long time to spend at uni.
Yeah.
And I'm back for more.
Yeah.
2 more.
You are. You crazy.
Like an idiot.
No, why would you? No, it's all right. But yeah, what made you want to do physio, I guess?
So started, I don't know, there's a few reasons. I had a knee injury when I was a kid, and I basically for about 3 years couldn't figure out what the problem was. Like, went and saw doctors and no one could really tell me what it was. And I grew up out in regional Queensland, as you kind of did as well. You were Gladdy.
Yeah, Gladstone. Yeah.
And
Happy Rock. Yep.
Yeah, that's it. And there's not too many good, at the time anyway. There wasn't really a lot of health resources out there. So
it's pretty shit,
it's not great. So anyway, ended up with a knee injury when I was 13. Took about 3 years to get diagnosed.
Sorry, this tea was really hot. Yeah.
And then I basically, when we figured out what was wrong, so I had a pretty significant meniscal tear. And ended up basically being told that I needed surgery, had surgery. Rehab was, here's a piece of paper from my surgeon. And I was 16, so I didn't do it.
Yeah.
And then had lots and lots of knee issues, basically, until I started kind of doing my own strength and conditioning stuff when I was about 18.
Yeah.
Fixed a lot of problems that I had, and then kind of, decided
Isn't that crazy
that I wanted to do that.
how much that impacted you? Like, I think about that sometimes, and like that's what makes me want to be a good physio, because like for you didn't have anyone that really gave you, and it really impacts you. Like, like you were young, and then you've had this knee injury, and like you're not going to be able to do as well, and it really impacts your physical health. I feel like
there's a few, like, but you're probably the same as well. Like, you get clients like that really kind of, I guess, stick with you, that make you really, like, I don't know, that kind of affect you and really push you forward. So
I think like I'm never going to be an amazing physio. Like, you're always constantly growing, and like I think it just wants, if you make any mistakes, or you
just reflect on
what you did with the patient. Like, I could have done this better, but next patient I'm going to make sure in the same injury or similar type of circumstance you're gonna do better.
Yeah.
So I think that's that's great that made you want to.
What made you want to do physio?
I think I always liked being in sporting background. I just wanted to do something in sport, and originally I wanted to do coaching actually and be a teacher. And then I worked out I don't really like kids that much.
Not that much.
So I decided to be a physio. But, well, actually, to be fair, I always kind of wanted to be a physio, but I didn't think I was too smart for that. Like, I thought it was quite dumb. Sad.
Crazy.
Sad. I know, I'm so dumb. But somebody told me about the master's program, and that you just needed like prior learning in your undergrad. So I did an undergrad in science over in the States. Mind you, I don't know, but States university is probably a little bit easier than Australia, I feel. That's my personal opinion.
Well, you're the only person in this room that's done both.
Both what?
Uni in the States and here.
Oh, yeah, fair.
So
I am the expert, yes. No, look, I'm usually a B average student in English, and if you listen to me talk right now, you can understand why. And then in America, I was A+. I don't think but hey, I managed to get in the master's program still. I graduated, so
perfect.
I've got to be some level of smartness and whatnot. But I think, I'm really glad I went down that route because, it's definitely been a passion of mine to like help people rehabilitate and get back to sport. But yeah, that's kind of how I realistically went to it. I mean, always had my injuries as a athlete, and I think going through that, reflecting on that now, you're like, well, that's just part of being an athlete half the time. It's injuries, so you think it's the end of the world.
Sometimes it is.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's career ending and whatnot. But the mental health that's required with athletes nowadays is way, way better than what it was. When I was growing up.
It's an interesting topic.
Definitely, and I think we should definitely dive on that at some point.
Heavy topic.
It is I think it deserves probably 1 or 2 podcasts, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely up and coming in the sporting game, a lot of that kind of stuff. So
So we were also going to talk about, I guess, the sporting backgrounds that we have, and go into now talk about like our day-to-day stuff in the clinic.
Yeah. Well, we both volleyball, obviously, backgrounds. I mean, I'm okay at volleyball.
Beck's not that great.
I'm okay. I'm all right.
Beck's got a, a bit longer of a sporting background than me.
Yeah.
Give us the lowdown. Tell us what's up.
Well. I went to college. Played Div 1 college over in the States. That's how I got my science degree. And then I came back, played, state league for national tournaments and stuff like that. But then, recently, in the last 4-5 years, I've played for Australia, which was really awesome. Like being selected as a very geriatric athlete was very cool. And then also went and played pro for 2 seasons over in Sweden, which was absolutely amazing. It was one of those things that I needed to tick off my bucket list of my career, just like done and dusted. Now I can retire happy and help other people achieve their dreams, hopefully, and rehabilitate them and whatnot. But yeah, I've pretty much predominantly been volleyball. I mean, I was basketball, cricket, a bit of netball in there. I hate netball.
Netball sucks. Netball absolutely sucks.
It's a netball.
Netball's cool, it's just that I can't do it.
Yes. And I think as a physio, I don't know if you have the stigmatism about netball, just always looking at people's knees in netball. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah. So I did like a physio stint over in the Cook Islands with the under 21 women's Samoan netball team.
Yep.
It is not a non-contact sport.
Oh,
It is not a non-contact sport. It is absolutely hammered. Seeing girls get absolutely thrown across the floor and they just get hit hard and they hit the ground hard.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrifying. Yeah.
I feel the same way about basketball. Basketball, I feel like they get in there a bit with basketball as well. And I feel like netball, I think that's why I chose volleyball, because there's a net.
It's
you don't have contact.
It's pretty bad if you get in contact.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah.
That's fair. Very fair. And what's your day-to-day clinic looking like now? What do you do?
Oh, I used to do a fair bit of disability, 3 or 4 years of disability, and only in the last year or so I've been moving more towards musk. Not saying I didn't do musk previously, but I always thought, sport physio, you needed to be able to have your weekends free and your afternoons free to be able to see those sporting populations. But now, and the fact that I was still doing sport, I didn't think I could do it. So now that I've retired, I'm like, I really wanted to do it. So so now I think being in that elite sport athlete has given me the background to be able to treat them. But yeah, I've only been in it for the last year or two.
Just out of curiosity then, what's your favourite injury to rehab?
Favourite injury to rehab?
Sporting injury to rehab.
Ooh. The thing is, I hate shoulders, but at the same time, I don't mind treating them. I hate diagnosing them probably more than anything, but I do like treating them. And then knees probably.
Yeah, I feel like that's very volleyball.
very normal. Yeah. Well, I think that's, right? Yeah. So.
That's cool. I like ankles.
Ankles can be fun
ankles
too.
Are fun.
Yeah. I don't like feet though.
I don't mind feet. They're kind of weird. I mean, I guess that's,
I should just make it clear, I don't mind touching feet. It's more that I don't like treating feet or diagnosing foot problems. It's kind of like the hand. There's so many little ligaments and I just hate them.
Yeah. I don't love, I'm going to say, diagnosing foot problems, but I don't know, sometimes they can be fun to work out.
I've had some people with weird feet.
I've had some weird feet.
Oh my God.
Some weird feet people.
2 second toes, like a little tongue-looking snake
I went
toe.
to uni with a guy who his second and third toe weren't attached. They were attached to each other.
Ooh, like web feet?
Yeah, but they were proper attached.
Oh.
It wasn't like webbed.
Siamese twin toes or something.
Yeah, fully proper attached. It was kind of weird.
I had a guy
It's kind of cool.
Well, it kind of very similar. I feel like second toe had 2 toenails and it was just 2 little nubs.
That's weird.
Yeah. I was like, can I take a photo of this to show my friends? So yeah, sorry, we just went on a bit of a foot tangent there, but yeah.
Ankles are my favourite, yeah.
Ankles are, I think acute ankle, very typical ATFL, which is, your very typical ankle
lateral
sprains.
ankle sprain, yeah. Interesting.
Are very interesting. I find them interesting to rehab and fun to rehab and make sporting people do weird and funny things for their balance.
That's
and
it.
things.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's really fun.
It's always fun. It's kind of fun. I feel like that's one of the really fun parts about physio though, is you can do, as long as you can clinically reason why you're doing something, you can kind of come up with anything that you want people to do. You really can like design your own rehab. And obviously there's like evidence to suggest like certain things that you should do as well. But I think it's always pretty fun to do it. So
I think that's the thing I like about sport, is that you can get really into that preventative space. Because I don't know about you, but I see them very acutely, and then you don't really get that too often return to sport. Because once I get a lot of kids that'll just, once they're good or they think they're good, they'll just won't come back. And I'm like, well,
the clinic I work in now is a lot of people, like we see a lot of sports people. It's pretty much like, I would say almost exclusively sports, and we do a lot of testing in the lead up to them returning to sport to prove to them that they can't go back, basically to just show them that they're not ready. So I'd say we do see quite a few people like the whole way through, which is cool, but I have had a lot of clients previously who they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm good, go back. And
it's always good to show them that kind of thing and be like, oh, this, like for instance with your ankle, I think to be able to go back to running and you need to go through all those things, and you almost need to be at like, what is it, 85 or 90% similar to your other leg essentially, or something like that.
I think most of the guidelines are sort of around that 85-90%.
And then you can kind of do all the testing and see, hey, you're only at 75%. Like
you're not there.
You're not there yet.
But that's also, I think, a fun component as well, is like if you don't think someone's ready, proving to them that they're not ready. Show them that they're not ready for it.
I find it difficult though to tell people that they shouldn't play sport. I find that's the hardest thing.
I agree. Like it is probably a really hard part of it. It does suck. Like it doesn't. I don't think it's easier to tell people that they can't play. But I don't know. At the end of the day, there's also like a component of if you go back and play, like you're not going to be.
It's always for the better. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Which is the highs and lows of physio. I think
essentially,
kind of done it all. So I think. What else are we going to talk about in this one?
I think we were going to end on a funny note. I thought
funny note,
like funny stories that we've come across or people have told us or anything in the clinic. I mean,
that we've done.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm trying to think of something.
I've got one, but it's really bad.
No. Go for your one. Go for your one.
I think
go for your one, honestly, and I'll think of one in the meantime. Are we thinking like just straight up ridiculous?
Funny people, funny instances. I mean, I've got some crazy people, crazy patients that I've dealt with, patients that my colleagues have dealt with.
I once had a lady come in to yell at me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she told me that I wasn't worth the $53 that Medicare paid for our appointment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And you know what? I saw her 6 months later. She still had the same injury that I didn't treat her for.
Oh, amazing.
I know, and I was like, that's, makes me feel a little bit better, but...
Yeah.
But she drove 25 minutes to come in and yell at me for 15 minutes to tell me that I was useless. It was great. It was such a good day. She left and I just cried.
Yeah. It is a bit hard with pricing, I think, for people who, it is quite a lot of money to see a physio. But
not if it's bulk billed though by Medicare.
Yeah, not if it's bulk billed by Medicare.
Not if it's bulk billed.
That's fair. But people who need Medicare, people who need that who don't have private health, it can be a bit of out of pocket, but it's like investment in your body and your health. Like if you're going to spend money on a bloody like new truck or car, or like not even that to that extent, or a new phone or whatever. Yeah. Like why can't you,
put something into yourself?
Put something into yourself to make you feel better. Like I don't know.
All right, what's your funny crazy story?
Oh, I've got too many. I mean, the absolute funniest one I've had is one of my one of the old places I used to work actually I used to work predominantly disability. So I don't even know if I can say this.
Yeah, you can, yeah.
I had a client who had an intellectual disability, and he would always come in to the clinic and be like, "Where's my hug?" Like he has a really fun voice. He was a really funny guy, and we always just thought he'd be really innocent. So always be a bit caring and give him a bit of a hug and whatnot. I went on holiday. I came back and they told me that he was actually going into the toilets and relieving himself after giving us a hug. So
no more hugs.
No more hugs.
Yeah,
we were pretty much told no more hugs for him. He still went. He still came. He's a great fella. I honestly don't even know if he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
But
you'd I think you'd tell yourself he did.
Yeah. It's very flattering. It's also very flattering. So really goes in like. But no, don't do that. Please don't come into clinic and do that. But yeah, that gave me a bit of a chuckle when my colleagues told me that. That's a pretty good one. But yeah, there's got to be other ones. But yeah, have you got one that's stuck in your mind that's like
funny?
Yeah, funny or crazy or whatnot.
I once had I once had a guy, this is early days, so I think my way of talking to patients is definitely has changed, and I think I'd probably been seeing this guy, like I think I'd seen him maybe like 2 or 3 times, and he basically, he was coming in, what he ended up coming in for this time was he was having some really bad pain around his coccyx region. Anyway, basically he'd just been doing a lot of like glute bridges and just lots and lots of heavy glute work. So basically I was like, we can do some trigger point work through your glutes, try and release them, kind of thing. Anyway, that's basically what I said was like, we can do some glute release work. So I was like, we can do like some trigger points. Like I'll be working through this section here. So like showed him on myself. I was like, this is the region that we're going to blah. Anyway, and like, you're right with that? Yeah, that's all good. And then I was like, okay. And I remember then I draped him. And as I draped him, he like, stop. Wait. It's like, what? What's going on? Thinking like, something's wrong. And he's like, what are you going to do again? Like, just tell me one more time. And I was like, oh, we're just going to do some trigger point releases through your glutes. Like, so this area here to hit this area here, blah. And and then he was like, oh God. Yeah, he was like, you're not going to stick a finger in my butthole, are you? I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that, nah. And he's like, okay, I just really wanted to check. Like, yeah.
Oh,
it was so awkward after, because that was like halfway in the appointment. So we still had like another like, I think 30 minutes at that point where I was just like trigger pointing his glutes, trying to hold a conversation with this guy.
I wonder if he's had like a pelvic floor physio though or something like that. And he just
maybe.
I don't know. Wow.
It was.
Oh my God.
It was. I felt awkward. It was pretty awkward.
Look, it's not the same, but I don't know why it's made me think of this straight away. But I used to have a client, another Medicare. I don't know if this is that doesn't have anything to do with it.
No, but you remember those ones.
He had 5 sessions, but the thing that's funny is he came back the next year.
So this guy kept coming back. This guy kept coming back, and it was it was pretty awkward.
I had a client, and nothing he did, well, he did do something quite funny, but nothing was out of the ordinary. But as soon as I gave him manual therapy massage, he would start moaning.
Oh no, I hate that.
Loud moaning, and it would just crack me up because it's not like it's.
You gotta give us an imitation of it. You gotta give us an imitation of it.
Oh, like it'd just be like that, but like not just one, it'd be the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm just pissing myself laughing, and your colleagues can bloody well hear you. Yeah. They're like, what the fuck's going on in there? I'm like, it's just moaning the whole time. And so that was that was a fun time.
I once had a client fall asleep in our consult.
Yeah.
I was doing some like mobs on his neck.
Yeah.
And he wanted to like lay upright. And I was like, all right. And I remember I felt sorry for the guy. It was like this tradie. And I started doing some mobs through his neck. And like literally within 2 minutes, it was just like,
Oh, yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
Is that all right? Yeah, that's all good. That's all good.
Yeah.
And he just kept falling
Yeah.
asleep like every 2 minutes. And I was
Yeah.
just like,
Oh, he must have been tired.
I was so
poor
tired. I
fella.
felt so sorry for the guy, but I was like, I don't know what to do. Like,
Yeah.
you kind of wanted, he was like kind of chatting and then kind of like dozing out. And
Yeah.
it was a whole,
Oh my
it was
god.
a whole day. So
That's so funny.
it was wild. So.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be many more. I think
We'll have a lot.
there's a few. We can't give all of them.
Yeah, we'll be here for hours. So.
We'll be here for hours. But I think we wanted to tell our bench warmers
Our bench warmers.
about a new segment that we were thinking about doing.
Yeah.
For
What did we say we were going
session.
to call it? From the bench?
I think we're going to call it From the Bench.
From the bench.
And we wanted to ask our bench warmers. We're still running with that name.
Bench warmers.
I think we are.
Yeah. Locked in.
What funny or crazy injuries have they gotten? It doesn't necessarily need to be sport related.
No, just something funny
Just
or
something
crazy.
funny that we can, maybe you DM us on Instagram, email us at podcastonthesideline@gmail.com. Yep.
That's the one.
And we'll read them out on our podcast.
Yep.
And we'll just have a good laugh at some of the, or interesting.
Everyone will laugh, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I've definitely got a couple.
Yep.
So I reckon next sesh.
We'll chat some.
And you've probably got.
We've got some good ones.
for sure.
Yeah.
So I think next session we will.
Because all the best injuries happen in the dumbest ways.
Oh yeah, they always happen. So dumb. And a lot of sporting people, I feel like, don't actually happen at sport. It happens off the
field.
on the sideline.
On the sideline.
So we'll discuss that, I think, in a new segment called From the Bench. So we're very excited about that. But otherwise, that's us for
Episode 1.
Yeah, episode 1 done and dusted. That was much better. This was our second draft, low key. Sorry, guys, but I think that was much better. We're getting the hang of this. We are okay. All right. Do we just say goodbye?
Bye.
Bye, guys.